Hi everybody, this is Tommy G of sunroomgardening.blogspot.com. Today I'm going to talk about the Meyer lemon tree and how to take care of it, and this is just from my personal experience. As you can see, I just started getting a few flowers, which is really nice. Took me a couple months from small bud to flower, which is really nice. And you can also see here that I did a little bit of pruning. There were a lot more leaves and some other branches in here, but I decided to prune it. If you look in here, there's several clusters of what were branches. A couple of them were growing into each other, and just wasn't really healthy in here because they were growing into each other. Leaves were intertwining, and I guess it didn't know where to go. Now I have this one right here. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of dark in here. It's going right into these brand new leaves right here. That one's been growing really quickly, and I just kind of wanted to ask everybody. This is an improved Meyer lemon tree, which means that it was grafted at one point, and I'm wondering if this one that's right down here, really close to the base, is from the original rootstock or not. Because I might want to trim that, and that could be a reason why that one's growing really quickly. So I've been debating if I should trim that or not, but if you guys know, if that definitely looks like it's underneath the roots, if that is the rootstock, then I should probably cut that off. If you can see there, I don't know how well you can see that. That might be where the grafting was done, but I'm not positive. Either way, I did a lot of trimming, so there's a lot less leaves on it than there were before, but I think it's a lot healthier. I did have some sort of pest problem that was chewing up all the leaves. Basically what I did is I transplanted this to a new container. This container is actually smaller than the first container that I had originally potted it into, which I believe was like a 5-gallon. This is a 1 gallon or 1 or 2 gallon, and it actually seems to be doing much better. I have also picked up some fertilizer. This is fish fertilizer, which a lot of citrus do like because it's has more nitrogen, which they do enjoy that. This works well with a lot of what do you call it, like plants and greens and things like that, and fruiting things. This is what I had from the get-go, which is just an all-purpose food, which is I believe 10-10-10. Just a general, run-of-the-mill start, good for pretty much anything. Both of these are water soluble, so you mix them with water and then you put them in the soil. So I actually have a couple of these down here. I don't know if you can see them. And I actually have this one right here is filled with water only, and this one right here is filled with the fish fertilizer. And I put the ratios very low so I can over fertilize, but the percentage is really, really, really small. Usually you want to do the fertilization, give them some fertilizer, some food, when you're starting to see growth, as in flowers or fruit. Those are the times where they need just a little bit more. You can get away with just fertilizing 3 times a year, once in the early spring, late summer, and in the fall. In this case, because the Meyer lemon tree is actually, for lack of better words, ever-bearing, which means that it will bloom year-round under the right conditions. So you might have 2 or 3 different fruiting seasons, depending on how you take care of it, which is awesome. These smell amazing. It actually emits an aroma from just that first flower of this whole room. As soon as you walked out here, you could smell it. So the improved Meyer lemon tree is awesome. It doesn't need a lot of care per se, and it does grow pretty quickly. It does grow really well, and you can keep it in bush form like this, or what I was trying to do is splice it and cut it up so I could grow it as a tree, which I don't think is going to happen until it gets a little bigger. But as you can see, it's actually doing quite well. These I'm not sure if these are actually going to bear any fruit. I was trying to pollinate, but the second one grew a little bit later. Actually, let me change the angle here because there's actually a few other ones up top that look like they might be opening soon. There's one up here right above it, and then let me see, there's a couple other ones over here that are actually a pretty decent. That one's a pretty decent size back there. That one's pretty decent too. So we could do a little walk around. There's a few more right here. Let me see if I can get the focusing correctly. There's a few more over here that are trying to grow. Let me see. There's some tiny ones back here that are looking to grow. Oh, there's somewhere down there. And then there's some. Oh, there's another one down here. There's a few down here as well. If you can see that. But these are the big ones here. So there's a big one there, and there's a couple other larger ones over here, which I'm going to keep my eye on, and hopefully they do end up producing something. But for now, I think it's doing all right. My big question for everybody who's actually watching this: is this part of the rootstock, and should I cut this? These leaves are literally brand new. They're growing extremely fast, so that's one of the reasons that I think that it is rootstock and I should trim that. But please, if you're looking at this, take a look and let me know if this this branch needs to go, because I do want this to continue growing really well. So that's basically it. I basically water it in the morning and after work with my little spray bottle, so I make sure that I don't over water, because citrus are very delicate to having wet feet, and they will rot, especially the Meyer lemon tree and some of the lemons. If you overwater it and do rootstock, that's one of the primary reasons that you can kill them. So I stopped watering, and I start spraying with the spray bottle, which is not really misting because it comes out much quicker, but I can get the whole top of the soil very damp, and then it does actually been doing pretty well for me. So if you're scared of overwatering, definitely pick up one of these. You can get these at Home Depot. I think it's like $2 or something like that. It's not really a mister, it's a spray bottle, and you can actually get pretty good amount of water in there, and know that you're not overwatering, because you're never gonna soak it unless you spray it about 100 times, and then it'll probably get soaked. But that's my little tip, is just spraying them down, and give it some food every now and again, and it should do well. So that's how I grow my improved Meyer lemon tree. Thanks, everybody.